Welcome everybody. Now we are going to discuss about design of synchronous counter. We have already seen how to design a synchronous counter. Now let's continue with synchronous counter. So in order to design synchronous counter, we have to follow some steps. So let me tell you those steps. So step number 1 is determine number of flip-flop required and decide type of flip-flop. So step number 1, it is very simple. You have to determine how many flip-flops will be required in order to design given synchronous counter. So number of flip-flops required will depend upon number of states which are present in that counter. For example, if we want to design some counter which has 4 states. So 4 state means how many flip-flops will be required? 2 raised to 2. 2 flip-flops will be required because 2 raised to 2 will be 4. So in this way you can decide number of flip-flop required. And you have to decide what type of flip-flop you are going to use. So in case of a synchronous counter, we have discussed that generally we prefer T flip-flop or JK flip-flop, because in T flip-flop and JK flip-flop toggle operation is allowed. In order to design a synchronous counter, you can make use of any flip-flop. What is step number 2? Write excitation table for selected flip-flop. So already we have seen how to write excitation tables. We are familiar with truth table and excitation table of all flip-flops. So the flip-flops which you have selected in step number 1. So for that flip-flop, it is expected that you should write excitation table. Then step number 3, draw state diagram for the synchronous counter which you want to design. Then next is prepare circuit excitation table. So what is this circuit excitation table that we are going to see? Already you are familiar with excitation table. Okay, what excitation table contain? So first column is present state, then next column is the next state, and after that inputs. We are going to prepare similar type of excitation table in step number 4. Then prepare K-map for each flip-flop input in terms of flip-flop output as input variable. So you will understand this step number 5 when we will discuss example. Then step number 6 is simplify K-map and obtain minimized expression. And step number 7 is draw final circuit diagram. So you have to follow these 7 steps in order to design synchronous counter. Now let's see one example. Suppose we have given one problem statement like design 2-bit synchronous counter using T flip-flop. Okay, so let's start. So what is step number 1 that we have to follow in order to design synchronous counter? We have to determine number of flip-flop required and decide type of flip-flop. So tell me, how many flip-flops will be required to design 2-bit counter? Yes, 2 flip-flops, simple. Okay, so in order to design 2-bit counter, we will require 2 flip-flop. And what should be the type of flip-flop? So in the example, it is given that use T flip-flop. So step number 1 is over. So 2-bit counter, so 2 flip-flop will be required and type of flip-flop is T. Then step number 2, write excitation table for selected flip-flop. So which flip-flop we are going to use? T flip-flop. Already you know excitation table for T flip-flop. So in excitation table, which columns are present? First column is present state, then next state, okay, and after that flip-flop inputs. So see, this is format of excitation table. So first of all Qn, then Qn plus 1. What is the difference between Qn and Qn plus 1? So Qn means present state of T flip-flop. Qn plus 1 means next state of T flip-flop. Okay, so already we have seen how this excitation table can be obtained from truth table. So see here, then we also know working of T flip-flop. What happens in T flip-flop? If T is 0, then there is no change in the state, and if T is 1, then state of flip-flop toggles. Okay, now see here, present state is 0, next state is 0. So what should be the T? Let's try to understand. Here present state is 0, next state is 0. Okay, so whether here we are expecting any change in the state? No. So that's why what should be the T? T should be 0. Now see here, present state is 0, we want next state 1. So here we want a toggle operation. So T should be 1. Similarly here we want toggle. So T should be 1. Now here present state is 1, we want next state 1. Whether T should be 1? No. So here T should be 0 because here there is no change in the state. So in this way you can draw excitation table. So that is step number 2. Then step number 3, draw state diagram. So see, we want to design 2-bit counter. So in 2-bit counter, we will have how many states? 4 states. In 2-bit counter, we will have 4 states. Which will be those 4 states? So first state will be 0, 0. Then second state will be 0, 1. Next state will be 1, 0. Okay, and last state will be 1 1. So what is meant by state of the counter? So state of the counter means output of the counter. Okay, so here we will have this 4 states in 2-bit synchronous counter. So in step number 3, what you have to do now? You have to draw the state diagram. So this state diagram should contain how many states? 4 states. So see, state diagram for this 2-bit counter will be like this. So your counter will start from which state? 0 0. Okay, so this arrow indicate that after 0 0, what should be the next state of the counter? 0 1. After 0 1, what should be the next state? 1 0. After 1 0, what should be the next state? 1 1. And after 1, what should happen? Our counter should reset, right? So this is state diagram for this 2-bit counter. So step number 3 is also over. Now let's see step number 4. So which is step number 4? Prepare circuit excitation table. Already you are familiar with excitation table of flip-flop. Now here it is expected to prepare excitation table for the circuit. So which is circuit that you want to design? So we want to design 2-bit counter. Okay, so 2-bit synchronous counter. So circuit for 2-bit synchronous counter will be like this. We have seen that in order to design 2-bit counter, we will require 2 flip-flops. So one is flip-flop A, second one is flip-flop B, right? Then in the problem it is given that use T flip-flop. So that's why here in this diagram I am showing 2 T flip-flop. So one is having input TA and other one is having input TB. Okay, now as it is a synchronous counter, what happens in a synchronous counter? External clock pulse is given as input to all the flip-flops. Okay, so see, external clock pulse is given to flip-flop A as well as flip-flop B. That is nothing but synchronous counter. Then output. So we are going to consider these 2 output. One is QA and second one is QB. So here I have considered QA as a LSB and QB as MSB. In case of asynchronous counter, we have seen that the flip-flop to which we are going to apply external clock pulse. So output of that flip-flop should be considered as LSB. But in case of synchronous counter, this is not the case. You have flexibility. You can consider QA as a LSB and QB as a MSB, or you can consider QA as MSB and QB as LSB. Please try to understand. So here there is no restriction that you should consider this QA as a LSB only. You can consider it as MSB also. So accordingly, what is going to happen? Your next design is going to vary. So here I have considered QA as LSB. Okay. Now what is meant by excitation table? I told you what is meant by excitation table. So what information is present in excitation table? So first column is present state. Okay. So we want to design excitation table for circuit. Okay. Now for this circuit, can you tell me which will be the present state? What is meant by state of the circuit? So state of the circuit means output of the circuit. So which are output of this circuit? QA and QB. So can I say that QA and QB will represent present state of this circuit? Yes. Okay. So what circuit excitation table contain? It will contain present state. Okay. So in this case it will be indicated by this 2 variable. One is QB and second one is QA. Then we have next state, and after that we have inputs. So what are inputs of this circuit? So this counter has 2 input. One is TA and second one is TB. So see, circuit excitation table for this circuit will be like this: present state, next state, and circuit inputs. Okay, so present state already I told you. So QB, we are going to consider QB as MSB. So that's why here I have listed QB first. Okay, and then QA is there. So QB and QA together will give me present state of this particular circuit. Then next state, suppose QB1 and QA1. So what is QB1? Let us assume that it is next state. It is next state of this particular circuit. QB1 and QA1 represent, suppose, next state of the circuit. Then what is TB and TA? So these are inputs of this circuit. Okay, this is our 2-bit counter which we want to design, and TA and TB are inputs of this particular counter. In case of asynchronous counter, what we did with these inputs? In case of asynchronous counter, these inputs, okay, inputs of these flip-flops were connected to logic 1. But in case of synchronous counter, we cannot do like this. Okay, in case of synchronous counter, it is not expected that this input should be connected to logic 1. Then what you have to do? You have to find out the inputs that should be applied to this TA and TB. So how that we are going to see now. So I hope now this excitation table, circuit excitation table, is clear to you. Now let's try to complete this circuit excitation table. So first of all, we will focus on this particular column TB. Let's try to make entry for this particular column. So in order to make entry for this TB, what you have to do, you have to consider this QB, okay, and QB1. Again, in order to make entry for this TB, you must know circuit excitation table of T flip-flop, right? You must know working of T flip-flop. So again, I will repeat, in case of T flip-flop, if T is 0, there is no change in the state of that particular flip-flop, and if T is 1, then state of flip-flop is going to toggle. Now, in order to find out TB, I told you that just focus on QB and QB1. So what is QB? Present state. What is QB1? Next state of that flip-flop. So here what is present state? 0. What is next state that we want? 0. So in order to do this, in order to achieve this, what should be the input? What should be the TB? Yes, so TB should be 0 because there is no change in the state. Okay, now similarly, here QB is 0 and we want next state as 1. What this row says? So QB, present QB is 0 and we want next QB as 1. So for that, what should be the value of TB? So here we want toggle operation, right? So what should be the TB? So TB should be 1. Okay, now consider next row. Here what is QB? Here present state of flip-flop B is 1. Then next state of flip-flop B is 1. So whether there is any change in this present state and next state, no change. So what should be the TB? 0. Then see here, what is present state of flip-flop B? 1. What is next state of flip-flop B that we want? 0. So whether we want any change here? Yes, we want toggle. We want toggle operation. So that's why what should be the TB? TB should be 1. So in this way, we can make entries for TB. Now let's try to make entry for TA. Now in order to make entry for TA, you are supposed to focus on these two columns, that is QA and QA1. What is QA? It is present state of flip-flop A. What is QA1? It is next state of flip-flop A. Okay, so here what is present state of flip-flop A? 0. What is next state of flip-flop A that we want? 1. Okay, so we want to convert 0 into 1, that is we want toggle operation. So what should be the TA? What is input that I should apply to flip-flop A? Yes, it should be 1. Then see here, what is present state? What is QA1? What is QA1? It is 0. Okay, so present state of flip-flop A is 1. We want next state of flip-flop A as 0. So again here we want toggle operation. So TA should be again 1. Then consider here present state of flip-flop A is 0. Next state of flip-flop A is 1. Here again we want toggle operation. So what should be the TA? 1. Again see here, present state of flip-flop A is 1. Next state of flip-flop A is 0. We want toggle operation. So here again TA should be 1. So in this way you can complete this step number 4. Now let's see step number 5. So step number 5 is prepare K-map for each flip-flop input in terms of flip-flop output as input variable. So statement is somewhat confusing. Let's try to understand it with the help of example. Okay. So this is our circuit excitation table which is obtained in step number 4. Now in step number 5 you are supposed to prepare K-map. So already you know how to prepare K-map. So you have to prepare K-map for each flip-flop input. So which are, how many flip-flops we are using? We are using two flip-flop, that is flip-flop A and flip-flop B. Which are inputs of those flip-flop? So one is TA and second one is TB. So you are supposed to prepare K-map for TA and TB. So I hope now this point is clear to you. Prepare K-map for each flip-flop input. Okay. In terms of flip-flop output as input variable. So whenever K-map is to be designed, we know that we will require input variable. So out of this 4 column, which column should be considered as input variable? So see, flip-flop outputs. So which are flip-flop output? Yes, we have two flip-flop, flip-flop A, flip-flop B. Which are their output? So one output is QB and second one is QA. So you have to use this two variable as a input variable. While designing this K-map, please try to understand that you should neglect this next state. We are going to design different sequential circuits. So while designing those sequential circuit, often it will be required to prepare such type of circuit excitation table. So after preparing circuit excitation table, whenever we will try to design K-map, at that time what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to neglect next state. Don't consider this next state while preparing the K-map. Okay, so I hope now it is clear to you. You have to prepare 2 K-map. Okay, and what type of K-map? 2 variable, 3 variable, 4 variable. Now see, here we have 2 variable, 2 input variable. So flip-flop output, they should be considered as input variable. So we have 2 input variables, so that's why we should use 2 variable K-map. So see, here I have shown 2 K-map. One K-map is for TB, other K-map is for TA. Okay, I use 2 variable K-map. So whatever information present here is represented in this K-map. While designing this K-map, we will consider this QA and QB as an input variable. So see, this is K-map for TB. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So what are values of TB? 0, 1, 0, 1. So see, those values are mentioned here, 0, 1, 0, 1. So after putting information of this table on this K-map, what is next step? You have to make the group. So in this case, this group is possible. So grouping of this 2, 1 is possible. After making this group, what is next step? You have to write simplified equation for TB. So simplified equation of TB will be, so TB is equal to QA. So already we have seen how to write this simplified expression from the K-map. Similarly, K-map for TA. Okay. So see, what are entries for TA? All 1. So that's why in this K-map you can see all 1. Then we know that this 4 1, they can be combined together to form a core. Okay. So what will be the what will be the simplified expression for TA? So TA is equal to 1, because for this particular group, if you check which variables are changing and which variables are constant. So here QB is also changing, right? Here it is 0, here it is 1, and QA is also changing. So both variables are changing. So that's why we have to discard both the variables. So that's why what will be the expression for TA? So TA is equal to 1. So in this way we can obtain minimized logical expression for TB and TA. Now let's see step number 7. So in step number 5 and step number 6, what we did, we prepared K-map, we simplified K-map, and we also obtained minimized expression. So in step number 6, so in step number 7, now it is expected to draw final circuit diagram. So see, these are the expressions which we got in step number 6. So TB is equal to QA and TA is equal to 1. So this is our circuit diagram. So we have seen that we are going to use 2 flip-flops, TA and TB. So this is synchronous counter. So that's why external clock pulse should be given to all the flip-flop. We are going to take output from QA and QB. So QA will act as a suppose LSB and QB will act as a EMSB. After that, only one thing is remaining, that is what input should be applied to TA and TB. From this K-map, it is clear that TA should be connected to logic 1. So see, TA is connected to VCC. TB should be connected to QA. What is QA? Output of flip-flop A. So this output should be connected to TB. So in this way, by following this 7 step, we can design synchronous counter.